Hello again. This is Julian with Sanatio Strauss and www.cannabisoils.ca. Give me one moment. The video I would like to do today need to grab the calculator, is the cost of the medical marijuana program on order right now. Oh goodness, I'm out of a pen. Hold on. All right, back with pen. All right, so one of the fundamental core issues here, one of the issues that we need community involvement with, one of the issues that we need people's moral outrage over, the issue on the chopping block with the new medical marijuana program in Canada is obviously access to medical cannabis, right? Now, this law was put in place because the Conservative government was given an ultimatum by the Supreme Court of Canada, basically, I'm going to paraphrase, stating that it's unethical and it's unconstitutional, the old program. That patients could not get access to healthcare. It's why dispensaries popped up everywhere. Because there was one grower for Canada, they sold product that they chopped up and covered in isopropanol. It was just disgusting stuff that gave people COPD problems, and it was tested with mold and everything else with like zero content for anything useful. So the only supplier was government, and it was garbage. So the Supreme Court came back and said, "All right, Harper, either fix this so all Canadians can access medical cannabis, or we're going to legalize the substance." So that drew some ire from the Conservative Party of Canada. Our Tories, I suppose, or our Republicans in the U.S., and they were livid. They appealed it and they lost, and they appealed it again, and then all these dispensaries opened up, and we won all of our court cases, right? Because it's almost impossible to acquire a license. If you manage to bribe a doctor and get a license, your actual ability to find cannabis is non-existent, other than the black market. So they stopped prosecuting people who were buying it on the street, filled with splinters of fiberglass and whatever else the dealers could stick in there, methamphetamines and garbage, and risking people's lives with. I don't even want to get into it. So here we have. So okay, again, so they gave us this program and they did it quick. I believe the Supreme Court said April 1st it had to be done, or they would legalize medical cannabis or cannabis in Canada. So they slapped together a program through consulting all of their buddies in big pharmaceutical, big research companies, endless lobbying roundtables and all the rest on how to monetize this, on how to create a system that's going to make Canada some money. And is basically going to punish anybody who's sick. And people say, well, no, this is a step in the right direction. Well, you're out of your fucking mind. Pardon my language here. What we've done is we've created, number one, a market that nobody can afford, right? You're ranging between $11 and $14 a gram is the expectation, and that's before demand has exceeded a current demand, which is even under Conservative government. I mean, the Conservative government put out basically admitted, if we actually gave Canadians access to cannabis, the program would go from 35,000 to 500,000 in the first 12 months, right? So you're taking a 15-fold increase in demand that they weren't able to meet anywhere close to. I mean, the medical marijuana grown by the government was a fraction of the market, literally a fraction, like a small fraction of the supply. Everything else was done by designated growers and compassion clubs and dispensaries like ourselves, and people growing their own. So what they've done is they have created a system that they call, that's going to be based on market signals. Well, market signals would mean that the market could manufacture as much supply as they could to meet demand, and that would bring the price down. That's why capitalism works, right? If it's profitable, then other people come in to do it. And when they come in to do it, the price is going to constantly go down and down and down until you get to the lowest price, till you get to the Walmart of weed, till you get to being able to buy on huge, on margin, on credit through a bank, huge quantities, to keep the price really low so that the consumer is getting the best bang for their buck. Well, instead of that, so don't tell me, Harper, that this is a market supply and demand system. I mean, any idiot can see that if you offer 7 licenses, right, you now own the market. You're using what's called regulatory capture. You're using the government's gun to make sure that nobody steps into your market. And as we've discussed on previous episodes, I mean, Tweed, the big giant producer coming up, is Trudeau's right-hand man. This is sick. This is fascistic. this is the end. This is the end of the line when it comes to. I mean, we're talking about a right to not die of asphyxiation and malnutrition from your own vomit. That's what cannabis is. That's what medical marijuana is. The right to not die by choking on your own vomit. Right? Like, that's what this is. And that right is being taken away from you. So your ability to keep yourself and your children, your 5-year-old child, from having so many epileptic seizures that he can't process food and literally starves to death, brain can't develop because it's firing in all this crazy mayhem, and your ability to make sure your child doesn't die on the couch of malnutrition and a damaged brain, your ability to keep grandma from dying from choking on her own vomit in the next room is being taken away from you because Harper and Trudeau want to give their buddies and want to keep patents through, you know, Syngenta and Monsanto on cannabis and give it and distribute it amongst their friends, right? And a very select few friends, so that the market could never keep pace with demand, and the price will always be over $15 a gram, much like it is in Colorado right now. But even in Colorado, anybody can jump into the market and start growing for the small location, for the small market it has.